Have you ever felt it? That slow, quiet fade in your energy. Like your body used to be a lighthouse, but the light doesn't reach quite as far anymore? Not broken. Not sick. Just dimmed. Maybe you wake up and don't feel ready. Maybe the afternoon hits you like a wall, even when you've barely done much at all. And you wonder, is this just what getting older feels like? Let me tell you something I've learned after walking beside thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s. That feeling of fading, it's not weakness. It's not failure. And no, it's not just your age. In fact, what if I told you, your body remembers something that your mind, and this modern world, simply forgot? I'm Dr. Aveline Rowan. For over 30 years, I've studied the healing intelligence of the human body. But I didn't find the answers in test tubes or textbooks. I found them in forests. In gardens. In forgotten leaves growing by the side of the path. Because nature never forgot you. Even if you forgot her. And today, I want to show you something most people walk past every day without realizing the power it holds. A simple, green leaf, once used by grandfathers, farmers, monks, and now proven by science to fight fatigue at its root. Not with caffeine. Not with pills. But with a quiet message your cells still know how to receive, if you're willing to listen. So if you felt tired, disconnected, or like part of you has gone silent, I invite you to lean in. Because what's coming next might just help you turn the light back on, from the inside out. There was a man named James. 72 years old. A retired farmer from Kansas, with hands shaped by decades of soil and sun. When he came to see me, he wasn't looking for medication. He just said quietly, I don't have my afternoons anymore. He'd start the day okay, but by mid-afternoon, it felt like a curtain dropped. His body slowed, his mind clouded, and energy simply vanished. He figured it was part of getting old. But then I asked him, what did you used to do, back on the farm, when you got tired? He smiled. My grandfather always had us chew mulberry leaves. He believed it kept us sharp. We didn't question it, we just did it. And then he paused. I stopped doing that after he died. And now that I think about it, that's when the tiredness started showing up. Right there, the truth surfaced. James wasn't just aging, he had lost a rhythm. A connection. To something his body had trusted for years. Mulberry leaf isn't some folklore remedy. It's a real, science-backed botanical with remarkable properties. Inside each leaf are compounds that directly support cellular energy, DNJ, which balances blood sugar and prevents the crashes that leave you groggy. Quercetin, which calms inflammation and helps your brain stay alert. And magnesium and chlorophyll, which feed your mitochondria, the little engines in your cells responsible for producing energy. James started drinking 1 warm cup of mulberry tea right after lunch. No sugar, no blend, just the leaf. And within 10 days, everything changed. I don't just stay awake, he told me, I feel switched back on, like someone flipped a breaker in my body. This wasn't caffeine. This wasn't a stimulant. This was his system remembering something natural. Something powerful. Something it had once known how to use. So if you've been feeling that familiar afternoon dip, the kind that sneaks in even when you slept well, this leaf may be the signal your body is waiting for. Not to push through, but to return to a deeper, steadier energy that belongs to you. Up next, we'll explore exactly how the body responds, and what might begin to shift inside you when nature is finally allowed to speak again. James's story isn't unique. In fact, it's the beginning of something I've seen over and over again, especially in men over 60. Once the body is given the right signal, something quiet but powerful begins to wake up. Fatigue, as we experience it at this age, isn't just about being tired. It's about cellular confusion. It's what happens when your internal systems are still trying to run, but they've been running without proper instruction, without the raw materials they were designed to use. Think of your body like an old engine. reliable, capable. But when it's been running on the wrong fuel for too long, it sputters. It drags. It doesn't trust itself to go full speed anymore. Now imagine pouring in the exact oil it was built for. Not synthetic. Not modern junk. But real, familiar, foundational fuel. That's what mulberry leaf does. It doesn't hype you up. It reminds your body how to run. Let me explain what happens under the hood. When you drink mulberry tea, especially after a meal, the DNJ compound slows the breakdown of carbohydrates, so your blood sugar doesn't spike and crash. Instead, you get steady glucose delivery, which means more consistent energy, especially for the brain and muscles. Quercetin, another natural compound in the leaf, acts like a shield against oxidative stress. That's the cellular wear and tear that causes brain fog, mental fatigue, and emotional dullness. By reducing inflammation at the source, quercetin helps sharpen your focus, calm your nerves, and even improve memory retention. And then there's the magnesium and chlorophyll, which go straight to your mitochondria, the tiny structures inside your cells that produce ATP, the actual energy currency of your body. No mitochondria, no momentum. But when you nourish them, you start to feel something shift. Not in a dramatic way, but like a slow sunrise in your system. That's why so many men report this same thing. It wasn't like a jolt. It was more like, I felt present again. They feel lighter in their legs. Clearer behind the eyes. Calmer between their thoughts. Not superhuman, just steady, strong, and grounded. That's what happens when the body starts listening to nature again. Because the truth is, your body was never broken. It was waiting, patiently, for the return of something it still remembers. In the next section, we're going to break down the 3 specific compounds in this leaf and how each one targets a different part of your energy system. This is where the science and the story meet, and it gets even more exciting from here. Most people see a leaf and think, that's it? Green, ordinary, harmless. But inside this particular leaf, the mulberry leaf, are 3 natural compounds that quietly reshape how your body generates energy. Each of them plays a unique role. And together, they form a triangle of restoration, stable blood sugar, sharper focus, and deeper cellular power. Let's look at all 3. First, there's DNJ, short for 1-deoxynigeromycin. Think of DNJ as your blood sugar's traffic cop. It slows the breakdown of carbs, which means less sugar flooding your bloodstream. Why does that matter? Because those sugar spikes and crashes are one of the most common hidden causes of fatigue in men over 60. DNJ helps smooth the ride. No more feeling fine at noon and completely drained by 2. Just clean, steady energy. Second, we have quercetin, a flavonoid found in the leaf that works like an antioxidant fire extinguisher. When your cells are inflamed or oxidized, you feel it as mental fog, joint stiffness, and emotional drag. Quercetin calms that fire down. It restores clarity, supports immune balance, and most of all, protects your neurons, so your brain can think, feel, and respond the way it used to. Finally, there's chlorophyll and magnesium, a powerful duo that feeds your mitochondria. These are your body's engines, responsible for producing ATP, the fuel behind every step you take, every breath you draw, every thought you form. Without them, you don't just slow down. You shut down. That's why so many men who add mulberry leaf to their daily routine don't just feel awake, they feel stable. Like they're not bracing against energy crashes anymore. Like their body is running smoother, not harder. And the beauty is, this triangle of compounds doesn't force energy. It builds it. Gently. Steadily. Naturally. In the next part, we're going to address a common mistake, why most men reach for caffeine when what they truly need is something green. Most men don't think twice. They feel tired, foggy, slow, and the automatic fix? Another cup of coffee. Maybe 2. Maybe 4. But here's the problem no one talks about. caffeine doesn't give you energy. It borrows it. And sooner or later, the body sends you the bill. Caffeine triggers a surge of adrenaline, your fight or flight hormone. It makes your heart race, your blood vessels tighten, your nerves buzz. That might feel like alertness in the moment, but inside, it's stress. Over time, your adrenal system gets drained. You become more sensitive to stress, more prone to anxiety, and ironically, more exhausted than before. I'll never forget Thomas, a 75-year-old retired lawyer from Chicago. He drank 4 cups of coffee a day, just to keep himself functional. He wasn't sleeping well. His legs felt weak. And by 3 p.m., he said it felt like his brain left the room. When I suggested he replace just his afternoon cup with a warm mug of mulberry tea, he laughed. Tea? At my age? But he tried it. Within a week, he called me back. I don't crash anymore, he said. I'm calmer in the evening, and strangely, I've been sleeping deeper. That's the difference. Coffee pushes. It forces. It stimulates. Mulberry? It restores. It invites your systems back into rhythm, blood sugar, circulation, mitochondria, even sleep quality. It's not just about avoiding the crash. It's about choosing fuel that actually respects your biology. If you've been depending on coffee to make it through the day, I'm not asking you to give it up entirely. But try swapping just 1 cup, especially in the afternoon, for something green, warm, and cellularly intelligent. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how to make this into a daily ritual, one that doesn't just lift your energy, but reconnects you to strength you thought was gone. Energy, after 60, isn't just about what you do. It's about how you begin, how you nourish, and how you listen. You don't need another supplement. You don't need a high-intensity workout or a new prescription. You need a rhythm. A simple, repeatable ritual that gently tells your body, you're safe. You're supported. You can turn back on. Here's what I recommend to the men I work with, something I call the mulberry rhythm. In the morning, after your first meal, or even just a light bite, drink a warm cup of mulberry leaf tea. This isn't about jolting you awake. It's about aligning your body's energy with your natural cortisol curve, so you feel steady focus, not forced stimulation. In the afternoon, when your energy naturally dips, usually between 1 and 3 p.m., take another cup. Or chew 1 to 2 dried mulberry leaves slowly, letting the compounds absorb through the mouth. It's subtle. But it sends a clear signal to your blood sugar, your brain, and your nerves. Stay steady. We're not crashing today. In the evening, you can even use a mulberry infusion as a warm compress on the back of the neck or shoulders. This helps calm the nervous system, improve sleep onset, and reduce residual inflammation from the day. A quiet act of self-respect. You don't need to do all 3. Even starting with 1 small practice each day can shift the way your body responds to fatigue. Because these aren't just habits, they're invitations. Moments where you stop pushing and start partnering with your biology. One man told me, it's like giving my body a key it's been waiting on for years, and that's exactly what this is. A key. Not to boost you, but to bring you back. In the next part, we're going deeper into something even more personal. Why so many men feel disconnected from themselves, and how this leaf may be a quiet call to return home. Fatigue isn't always about the body. Sometimes it's about the distance between who you are and who you used to feel like. I've sat across from so many men who describe the same strange feeling, not just being tired, but being absent. Like they're watching life from the outside, like something inside them quietly shut the door and walked away. If that's you, please hear this. You are not lazy. You are not weak. You are not lost. You are disconnected. Disconnected from the rhythm your body once knew. Disconnected from the ground. From stillness. From nature. From yourself. And that's what makes this leaf, so small, so ordinary, feel like a miracle. Because it doesn't just change your chemistry. It changes your relationship with your own life. You see, the mulberry tree used to grow in nearly every village yard. Its leaves were used for teas, for tonics, for tending the nervous system. Fathers taught sons how to steep it slowly. Grandmothers whispered about its healing. It was part of daily life, not because people were sick, but because they knew how to stay connected. That tradition faded. But your body hasn't forgotten. And neither has this leaf. When men begin reintroducing it, not as a supplement, but as a practice, something begins to return. They sleep better. They walk lighter. They speak with more presence. Not because of the leaf itself, but because of the space it creates, space to feel like themselves again. One man told me, for the first time in years, I sat on my porch, drank my tea, and didn't feel like I needed to be anywhere else. That was new. And maybe that's what you're looking for too. Not a fix, but a homecoming. In the next part, we'll explore what to expect, not in theory, but in your actual body, in the first 7, 14, and 30 days of letting this leaf become part of your life. Change doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it shows up as a quiet shift. A steadier breath. A softer afternoon. A moment where you realize you didn't crash today. That's the kind of change men begin to feel when they commit to just one small ritual with mulberry leaf each day. And the best part? It doesn't take months. Here's what you can expect, not from me, but from the hundreds of men who've walked this path before you. After 7 days, the afternoon fog begins to lift. You may notice that you're not reaching for sugar or coffee to stay alert. There's a subtle steadiness in your mood. Your digestion feels smoother. Your muscles feel a little less stiff. And your mind? It may feel like the static has been turned down just a little. After 14 days, you start waking up before the alarm, not wired, but ready. You begin to feel more grounded in your body, like your feet are planted more firmly. The afternoon crashes feel like a thing of the past. And something unexpected happens. You begin to trust your energy again. One man told me, I didn't realize how much I had been bracing, waiting to run out of gas. Now, I just move through my day. After 30 days, this is where the deeper shifts happen. Blood sugar is more stable. Brain fog is replaced with clarity. Your sleep becomes richer, which means your recovery deepens. You may find yourself walking longer without fatigue, remembering names more easily, feeling more like a man in his body, not just surviving it. And for many, something even more meaningful returns, the feeling of being present in your relationships, in your work, in your skin. Not because of magic. Because of rhythm. Because every day, you sent your body a message, I remember you. And I'm listening now. In the final part of this journey, I'll leave you with a reminder. A truth I want every man over 60 to carry forward, about strength, renewal, and what this leaf is really offering you. If you've come this far, I want to tell you something simple and true: you were never broken. You were simply disconnected, from rhythm, from nature, from the quiet strength inside you that's been waiting, patiently, to be remembered. The mulberry leaf isn't a miracle. It's a messenger. A whisper from the past. A key that fits the lock your body has been holding shut for far too long. And when you sip it, chew it, sit with it, you're not just consuming a plant. You're participating in something ancient, something sacred, something that your body has always known how to receive. Energy isn't found in a pill. It's found in the choice to slow down and listen. To rebuild, gently. To begin again. So here's your invitation. 1 cup, once a day, for the next 7 days. That's it. Let the leaf speak. Let your body respond. Let your afternoons become yours again. And if you feel something shift, even something small, share it. With a friend, a brother, a son. With the man who's been feeling tired but hasn't said it out loud. He needs to know, he's not done. And neither are you. You still have strength. You still have purpose. And nature never stopped believing in you.